make us pretty damn uncomfortable too. Well, 4 days later, I think, referencing an article entitled, quote, "Victory by Mr. Trump remains possible," unquote, you said, quote, "OMG, this is fucking terrifying," unquote. What does quote, unquote, OMG stand for?
Oh my God.
Quote, "Oh my God. This is fucking terrifying," unquote. What was terrifying about a victory by Trump? What did you mean by, quote, "fucking terrifying," unquote? The prospect that candidate Trump might be elected? And just so I'm right in my mind here, this is why you were dispassionately, objectively investigating whether or not he colluded/coordinated with a foreign actor to interfere with the election?
No, those are independent things.
Is it the same time? Not whether or not you conflated the two. That's a separate question. Were those going on at the same time? So, in November, when you said it would be fucking terrifying for him to become president, you were investigating whether or not he had colluded/coordinated/otherwise conspired with a foreign actor to interfere with the election.
Yes.
On March the 14th, Lisa Page texted you, quote, "Finally, 2 pages away from finishing All the President's Men. Did you know the president resigns in the end?" unquote. And you replied, quote, "What? God, that we should be so lucky," unquote. In March of 2017, were you still working on the Russia investigation?
Yes.
What did you think? The president should resign, Mr. Strzok? What was the cause? What would be the cause of his resignation?
I think this is a figurative, snarky, tongue-in-cheek remark. It's not some legal analysis of a violation of the viability of any active impeachment or crime. This is merely a personal, snarky expression of my personal belief and nothing else.
You just referenced 4 different ways of referring. Let's just go with the head of the executive to the executive branch. You think the head of the executive branch resigning is just a snarky thing to say?
I think my personal opinion was that I had no love lost for Mr. Trump.
Were you investigating what Russia did and with whom, if anyone, they did it with in March of 2017?
Yes.
And you still thought it'd be a good idea for him to... But yet you're somehow able to separate your professional views from your private views.
Absolutely. What every agent does working every case, what every agent working every case does every single day.
Well, let's get to that. You texted, quote, "Me and this case," unquote. What case would you be referring to, Mr. Strzok? What's the date on that?
May the 18th.
Anything important happen around May the 17th or 18th that you may recall?
Yeah, so at that time, it was right around the time that Special Counsel Mueller was appointed, I believe.
Now, when you say, quote, "right around the time," unquote, how about the day after?
Okay.
So the day after Special Counsel Mueller was appointed, you're still working on the existing Russia investigation at this point.
I am.
Have you moved over to the special counsel team yet?
No, I have not.
Quote, "For me and this case," unquote. What case were you referring?
At that time, the Russia collusion investigations.
Quote, "I personally have a sense of unfinished business. I unleashed it with mid-year exam. Now I need to fix it and finish it," unquote. What is the quote, unquote, "it"?
Congressman, we did this earlier, and I don't want to get into parsing individual words.
Well, actually, I do, Agent Strzok. That's why I asked you, what does, quote, unquote, "it" mean? You wrote it. What does it mean?
The text, I'm telling you, Congressman, is my sense that we had done mid-year exam, the Clinton investigation. We saw, and now it's been declassified, and this is me, but the intelligence community watching the government of Russia take the results and the existence of that examination and use it to influence the election. They did this through social media. They did it through other means. And my involvement in that case, watching that case go from start, who, by the way, has credible, to finish, watching a hostile nation, allegations is colluding with members of a different campaign, watching that information be weaponized by the government of Russia and used in the context of our election. My feeling was, I've worked through with John and others, been in this from the beginning, mid-year, we came to a conclusion. The government of Russia has taken this and created this entire mess. And I want to sit there and see this through and stop the government of Russia from interfering in the elections of the United States of America.
Whoa, well, what I find so fascinating about that answer, Special Agent Strzok, is what you also texted on May the 18th, which is you, quote, "If I thought it was likely, you and I both know the odds are nothing. I hesitate in part because of my gut sense and be there, no question, concern, dash, dash. There's no big, quote unquote, there, unquote." What's not there?
The context of that quote, as I looked at it at the time, at the allegations, I was not certain at the time, one, if there was any sort of illegal activity going on, the nature of that. We had yet to determine, was it going on? Was it coordinated? Was this a bunch of individual opportunists acting out of their own personal motives? And where that range of activity may lie and not knowing that.
And I find that interesting because on exactly the same day you texted those other things, you said, quote, "Who gives a fuck? One more AD versus an investigation leading to impeachment," unquote. Sounds to me like you've already made up your mind. Impeachment of whom?
That's not true.
Impeachment of whom?
Well, that would have been impeachment of Trump, but the text
For what?
clearly...
But the text clearly does not say, quote unquote, will. My sense was it might. That's undefined in the text. And I had not prejudged or concluded that at all. Well, 4 days later, this is you texting to Lisa Page. Quote, "No, I'm more replaceable. I'm torn, I think. I'm the best for it, but there are others who, than you, are in this. This is yours. Plus can. Okay, you're different and more unique. Leaving a special counsel, having been a special counsel, resulting in an impeachment as an attorney is very different than leaving as an investigator." Unquote. There you are, 4 days into Special Counsel Mueller's probe, talking impeachment again, Special Agent Strzok. This is 4 days after Special Counsel's probe has been announced. The day it was announced, you referenced impeachment. 4 days later, you referenced impeachment. It sounds, I guess, to someone who might be a little bit cynical that you had already made up your mind about how you wanted it to end. Is that true?
I had absolutely not.
Did you read this? She's an incredibly impressive woman. The Obamas in general, really. While he has certainly made mistakes, I am proud to have had him as my president. Reading the most depressing lead story about Trump in the New York Times, and couldn't be prouder, sadder of First Lady's comments. You gotta watch the debates. Honestly, I don't want to. It's not worth the stress to me.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing. I am riled up. Trump is a fucking idiot. Is unable to provide a coherent answer. All caps. I can't pull away. What the fuck happened to our country, Lise?
I don't know. But we'll get it back. We're America. We rock.
Donald just said bad hombres. Chris Wallace is a turd. Hot damn. Hillary is throwing down saying Trump in bed with Russia. Sigh. I'm sorry, she could do so much better, but she's just not getting traction. I'm so damn mad, Lisa, and disgusted and disappointed. Trump just said what the FBI did is disgraceful. Watching the post-debate commentary. Vaguely satisfying to see Megyn Kelly, who had Botox and looks horrible, utterly going after Trump. Deputy Director, 100% supportive re your idea. Was grateful for the suggestion. I'm sorry I couldn't give you credit. Article is out but hidden behind paywall, so can't read it. Wall Street Journal? Boy, that was fast. Should I find it and tell the team?
No, I think not.
I need to send.
Jesus, Pete, then fine. Send it to everyone you know. What the F difference does it make to anyone on the team? Is there some investigative step to take, some mitigation measure?
All caps. It's on the internet. 5 exclamation points.
Which you only know about because I told you it was there.
You told me it was there 30 minutes after it went up. Why are you angry? Because it's critical of Andy? That's even more reason to get the word out.
Just a tip. It's not the way to engender goodwill by doing a good deed and then rubbing a fucking nose in it.
Why do I send noteworthy articles at all, Lisa? Should I wait on all of those? Should I treat ones accusing the FBI of stuff specially? Hold those? Are you upset because you think this points to you? Because if I waited that 20 minutes, 2 hours, whatever time, would that be okay?
Yeah, and I told you a grand total of 2 minutes after I learned it was up from Andy. And if you had actually read your text instead of desperately trying to be first, you'll see that us said no. I don't think you should send it.
None of this is hard to understand, which is why I'm asking you why you're so damn angry at this. All caps. Literally every other significant article we've treated this way.
I believe you betrayed my trust. If I thought I was wrong or had made a mistake, I would just say so, thanks. I hate this case. Let's talk about this later. Christ, it's there. Lead on frickin' Marketplace. Rybicki just called to check in. He's very clearly 100% believes that Andy should be recused because of the perception.
God.
Our statement affected the stock market.
This is all Matt.
Yeah, I saw that. Makes me feel way less bad about throwing him under the bus in the forthcoming CF article. Here, an article to share.
Okay, now I'm getting angry.
Sorry, utterly terrible day. I'm not sure I can identify one single redeeming thing about it. The Bureau doesn't deserve us.
You can come hang out in 4012 with me. I have remnants of Kubota chips and salsa. Oh boy, just talked to Lou. Remind me?
Great. I can't wait to hear his thoughts.
Oh, it wasn't his thoughts, though he supports Andy, by the way. It's who and what people said/asked him.
I want to know now. This is kind of shitty of you to hang out there.
Sorry.
Really? You're not going to tell me now?
Not on this. iMessage in a bit?
He's going down to talk to the boss. It's not looking good. Lots to share.